What's good, my dog family? So we are going to be cooking. As you can see, we've got the fire already lit. So what I've done is I've prepared a nice bone broth for the pups. Oh, pups, all the dogs anyway. But we've prepared a nice bone broth for them. I've gone ahead and chucked in all my bones that I had left over and around. The water was cold. Threw the bones in, and now I'm putting the heat on so it should just simmer and get nice and hot. And the purpose of this is extracting all the goodness, everything from the bones, and putting it in the water. So at the end of this, probably about 3-4 hour process, I'm going to chuck all the bones out and then keep only the juice. So I've got my bone broth going. So I thought whilst I'll do that, then I'll get some seasoning from my seasoning drawer. Rosemary and thyme. Add that to my beef I got here, about 3 kilos of beef. And I'm going to add a little bit of thyme, little bit of rosemary. And you could probably start your dog off with a small bit and then add it as time goes on. There's benefits, sensory department in terms of them being sharpness and alertness. Those are some of the main reasons why I put them in. And also it smells great. And as it smells great, your doggy food doesn't smell like doggy dog food. It smells like human consumption food. So that's one of my secrets. So we don't want to pop the lid back on because I want this to thaw down. I did take it out a bit early. So I'm going to give it a jab and see. Nah, it's pretty solid. So I put water in there as well and then let the whole thing kind of break apart like a minced beef soup almost. And then when I add either kenke, rice, kibble, yam, sweet potatoes, or any one of them or all of them, you're going to see me add them in later on. And that's what I do for their main meal. So the soup thing kind of goes in there and mushes it around. So it's kind of like a sloppy, drooly cow fest. Yeah. And then hopefully with the juice that I got from my bone broth, I always top that back up. So that way there's always like a lot of oil and fat at the rim. So whenever I cook, I always make sure there's a lot of fat and oil and stuff going on that. So obviously it's good for them to have lots of fats, lots of proteins. And right now one of our bitches is in heat. So we've got to make sure we're giving her everything she needs to go on. So this is just a breakdown of how I'm cooking for my dogs and some of the standards we cook to. So I left it a few hours and my bone broth is coming along very well. A lot of the oil and the froth, everything's coming to the top, so I can see that all the nutrients are getting sucked out of the bones. So this is perfect. You can reduce it a little bit and the water becomes thicker, but however you want to give it to them will be fine, as long as all the bones are thrown away and then you're left with the juice and the water. And then this is my beef, and that's thawing down. I'm going to get everything ready and then I'll feed the dogs in a second, guys. Let's go. Some Gary this time, and I've got some white rice. It's just finished cooking, and I have a little bit of some kibble as well, if you can see. So, kibble, Gary, white rice. The three of them, I'll chuck all of that in. In will go my beef, mix it all up, and then I'll put a couple scoops of some bone broth in. So let's just do that now. I'm not going to put all of it in, so it's about half, about 200 grams, something like that. Half, and then I'm going in with 2 scoops. 1, 2. So I just wanted to pour the Gary with the white rice and the kibble. Then I'm going to pour some liquid for the bone broth inside, mix it all up, and then I'm going to add my minced beef to that, mix it all back again, and yeah, time to feed the dog. It's piping hot. Now, on to the main event. The beef. We've got our grub ready. The trio of rice, Gary, kibble in there, and we've got some bone broth. I've let it cool down for about 10-15 minutes, so it's reasonably hot now. Right, tea's dying. Tea, break. And she's ready. Okay, down. And yeah, bon appetit. Eat. Eat. Well, that's all, guys. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe.